Okay, let's talk about how to stop negative thoughts without any need for toxic positivity. So, if you've ever caught yourself thinking, well, why am I like this? Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just think positive like everyone else? You're definitely in the right place because negative thoughts don't make you weak or dramatic or ungrateful or behind. All they do is make you human. And today I want to show you how to stop negative thoughts from running your life without any need for toxic positivity or fake affirmations or pretending that everything is fine. So let's just take the pressure off you right from the start. Negative thoughts are not a personal failure. They're not evidence that you're not good at your mindset. They're not a sign that there is something wrong with you. They are simply a survival response from your brain designed to protect you, okay, not necessarily to make you feel good. So if your mind goes negative sometimes, it doesn't mean that you're broken. It just means that you're wired for safety. Okay? It's just a sign that you're a normal human being. So, why do we think negative thoughts in the beginning? Okay, before I share with you how to stop them, you got to understand why they exist. And reason number one is a negative bias. Like humans are just biologically wired to notice threats more than safety. That's why one criticism, if you ever get one, sticks out in your brain longer than five compliments. Reason number two is repetition becomes your identity. So thoughts that you simply repeat often enough, like even if you're accidentally doing it, become almost like truth to your subconscious. Whether they started out as a fear or fact, okay, they're simply there because you repeated it enough times that's almost become your default way of thinking. Reason number three is learned safety patterns. So if you grew up around criticism or unpredictability or perfectionism, your mind might just believe that anticipating the negative keeps you safe, and that's why it keeps you doing so, veering towards the negative. But if negative thinking has been your default for years, it's not because you're failing, it's just simply because your brain believes it's helping you to survive. So I'm going to offer you a reframe here. Instead of trying to ever stop negative thoughts from coming, like the real work is learning how to depower them because your negative thoughts aren't the truth. Okay, they're not commands. They're just like simply notifications versus instructions. So what we're trying to do here is not eliminate the thought itself. Okay, you're going to learn to change your relationship with it. Because here's a little twist that most people never say out loud. Like, you cannot ever completely stop negative thoughts, okay? No mentally healthy human can do that, okay? It's impossible. Negative thoughts and negative emotions are always going to show up in your mind because they're a part of the human experience. Like, even grounded, healed, successful, emotionally intelligent, and resilient people still experience doubt and fear and comparison and insecurity and self criticism. So, the real goal here is not to eliminate every negative thought that you have, okay? The goal instead is to prevent negative thoughts from derailing your behavior, your identity, your progress, or your future results. Because when negative thoughts become your only focus, they start this domino effect. And we speak about the thought, like the fact that negative thoughts are going to lead to negative emotions, which leads to avoidance and self judgment and hesitation and stuckness, which of course, like bring to light negative results and even more negative thoughts. So it's like this little spiral, but you do not have to silence your thoughts. You just have to let them stop driving the car. Okay, your thoughts are allowed to exist, but they don't get to run the show anymore. So I want you to stick with me because the next part is going to be the piece that I think like no one else teaches, and it's going to change everything for you. So, just a few truths that I want to share with you. Thoughts aren't evidence, okay? They're not your truth. Just because a thought feels really real to you doesn't mean it's truth. It's almost like a sentence that you are telling yourself. And your mind can project all these little stories that your life does not deserve and it's not helping you in any way. The second truth is that thoughts lose power when they are acknowledged, okay? When you acknowledge your thoughts, it's almost like fuel for having like them come up more and more often. And that's why you really need to be curious, because that's going to neutralize those thoughts. Stop trying to like replace, stop thinking this, like telling yourself, well, I cannot think this anymore. With like, interesting. Okay, what is my mind trying to tell me here? Okay, why am I thinking this thought? And the third truth is that strong minds aren't always quiet ones. A strong mind is not one that never experiences negative thoughts. We're all going to have them into our brain, but it just knows which thoughts deserve your time and attention, which are the ones that you want to keep on repeating to yourself on a daily basis. Because you don't heal negative thinking by silencing your mind, you heal it by changing your relationship with your thoughts. And so, I want you to remind yourself a thought is just a sentence. It's just a sentence that you are telling yourself. It's not going to predict your future results. Okay, your brain is probably trying to protect you, it's not trying to punish you. And you can observe your thoughts without necessarily obeying them or bowing down to them. And you can choose, of course, you can always choose the thoughts, that receive your energy and your time and your attention. Because not every thought that you have, especially the negative ones, deserve a reaction or need to be treated as the truth to you. So, over the next few days, I want you to try a really simple pattern interrupt. Whenever a negative thought shows up for you, I want you to try this 4 step process. It's very simple. The first thing you need to do is just acknowledge it. Okay, thank you. I see you. I see that thought. You're trying to like tell me something. Okay, you exist. The second one is identify. Okay, only if it helps. Okay, it's not to obsess about it, but is this negative thought that has entered my mind? Where did it come from? My family, my school, my religion, society, culture, past experiences? Like, whose little voice have I got in my ear right now? And the third step is to evaluate it. Does this thought actually help me grow? Is it serving me in my life, or is it holding me back in some way? Okay. Does it deserve my time and attention? And the fourth one is redirect with agency. Okay. What is a more useful, compassionate thought that I could choose to focus on instead? And so instead of asking, why am I a crazy person who's thinking negative thoughts? You might choose to ask yourself, who taught me to think this way? And why do I still want to keep it? Okay. And what's a thought that would actually support who you're becoming, not who you used to be? Because you can always honor where the belief came from without choosing to see it as your truth. So, as long as you understand, you're already becoming someone who doesn't collapse into every anxious thought just by acknowledging the fact that negative thoughts exist. Okay. You can't wish them away. They're going to enter your mind, but do you want to hold on to them? Okay. You can become someone who chooses to witness a thought and then you pause and you choose and you lead. Okay. That skill is going to change your entire life. Understand, it's almost like being on a boat. Okay, you're surrounded by the thoughts, which are the ones that you want to pick up and take and put on the boat with you. And the thing that most people don't talk about is the fact that the heavy ones, the heaviest ones that potentially will sink the boat, are the negative ones. So choose wisely. My rule of thumb is like, if a thought makes you feel good, keep it. If it makes you feel really crappy, let it go. Okay, and when I say let it go, I mean don't take it to bed with you every night and sleep with it and think, my gosh, like this is the one that I'm going to hold tightly on to every single day. So many of us like take negative thoughts to bed with us every night. And even though, like, if someone was to enter your home, it was to knock on your door and to, like, holding all this garbage and looking disgusting, would you let them into your home? You probably wouldn't, okay? You don't want people bringing crap into your home. And yet, that is what we do with our precious space, our mind. We let crap enter and we let it stay, okay? But when it enters, you can choose to ask to let it go, okay? Because you want to be focusing on the thoughts that are serving you as opposed to the ones that don't. Because the final little thought that I want to leave you with is that you don't have to control every thought. The thoughts are just going to exist at times, but you do need to remember, like, you are not the thought itself. It's just a story. You're the thinker and you get to decide. And if you do want more support around your mindset, around your clarity and self-trust and emotional leadership, I've got a free guide that's going to help you start making that inner progress. The link is included in the description. It's all about the 5 thought sheets that are going to help you get out of your own way. Feel free to grab it if you think that it will serve you. But as long as you understand, when it comes to stopping negative thoughts, okay, the actual fact is negative thoughts are always going to exist, okay? But the real goal is to prevent these thoughts from derailing your progress, derailing the way that you show up, derailing the way that you feel about yourself and your future. That, my friend, is a thing that you always have the power to control. Take care, and I will catch you in the next video.